wonder, Honorable in Agyapong made some statement. I'm Obakai. I said, these people, referring to this government, they are looting Ghana as if there's no tomorrow. And when they loot, they send the money outside. This is Ken Agyapong's own statement. Nobody forced him to say it. Because I don't know no more. He is there with them. He said they are looting. See, the difference between stealing and looting is that when somebody is stealing or taking ngakankra, looting or just or the and that is why today, if you go to our hospitals, people are suffering. If you go to our schools, children are lying on their belly to write. Because the money is with some people. We can't build a nation like that. You can't give this nation to political parties to take control, absolute control.
Okay.
Let's build a society where there will be equal opportunity. Tell me, I have 2 kids. There are 2 girls, 2 boys. My girls, we are fighting for a system. Politicians wouldn't have to sleep with my daughter before but what in American has we want a system that will provide equal opportunity for every Ghanaian child who is school. Let's say, who apply in a forward, you better get a job to do. We check the unemployment rate in Ghana now, over 14.something%, and quite alarming. It's a national security issue. Cost of living in Ghana now, Evans. You go to the market, we know what I'm talking about. Cost of doing business in Ghana. Look at inflation rate, look at the exchange rate, and look at what is happening with interest rate. Are we a businessman? You can't even borrow. Because political parties, that is where they get their strength. And young mama, there are people just about 7 years ago, car time for Muntuminto. No more rent to Muntumintia. Today they own houses and they own cars. Oh, this government appointees. And nobody questions them. Nobody questions them. And we can't develop a nation like that, where people come and capture the state for themselves for 8 years. After that, they go. Other one comes 8 years. I say cycle. It's a member power. Nami say, you say 8 years, Michael. So what do, Evans? I steal enough to make sure that we go oppositional. I best me opposition. And until some of us believe say this election is about the personalities. Mr. Nanchamantin, Alhaji Bawumia, Mr. Mahama, Chada, whoever. Let's examine them as individuals. Before I'm a politician, because over a politician, you can fake. And people fake all the time. They become humble when they are not humble. They become sober when they are not sober because they won't pay to me. I'm a politician. Checking out no broad boy, I'll just a signing per way. The kind of tuition is over to me, I shall so. And then you're here, and it's not a baby to see. I say it's not about party politics, it's about Ghana. We are building a nation. And some guys will say there's something wrong with what is happening. What is even worse is the system we are practicing. Evans, let's be honest. Winner takes all system. I call it 8-year cycle of state capture. And this no meaning everything from contract to scholarship to recruitment to employment to appointment. Everything we are on Mochefa. And yes, a party for me on Mochefo. Kuma bin kofo kuma bin omugusu wono. Omo na moche na omo na omugusiafo. Nti omocha 8 years omokwa na say MPP so ba na omo so aba be the same thing. Nti akwakoye 8 years cycle since 92. We reach 16 years, we reach 16 years. Now, Omambia says, after 32 years, I say, Ushuchi. Obisan will say, Bra Moboy, Sebi, Akoye and Ankoye. Baby actually say, after 32 years, this country has never been governed properly. We could have done far better than where we are now. Okay. And see, me say, per se, you're moving forward. How to correct this system. It's a question. Last star, on Central African Republic, even I'm in Ghana, young for Kotoko players and Kobo Margin. And as young for Hearts of Folk play and Kobo Margin. And as Olympics and Mediama players. But what did we do? We selected the best players in this country. They call Kotokoma, we take the best. You call Hatsma, you take the best. You call Amononia. Ghana for no, we select the best. No more forming national team. No more representing Ghana. because omuminia enije baba Ghana but what in America na say adentina ebe na economy dia na the economy na sha party ba kunsa so mu onimpo obotumi ayo omunimpo obotumi ayo na nyina akwakoda omu manager omu prayer in the end IMF in the end dum so pay for say nyansa ni ba ko fote saying describe to me aya and after 16 years of many opportunity njo mo nka Ghana ntisa and people go to me aya nka Ghana ntisa nti yen support him as an enchantment no we support him because instead of the winner takes all system no yen say nkaboma ban a government of national unity na eba and say you call NDC ma we select the best in NDC, the best in MPP, the best was CPP. Ahimfo, Asofo, professors and Dr. Somo UCC, we pick the best from there. Civil society organizations, labor union, get the best from there. Ghana form IMF, World Bank, any UN, other bodies, bring them home. Put your best together, like the way you form a national team. Now, I'm manage this country. Now, winner takes all. Because if you have all these people coming together, then you have a true representation of people from different angles. Sabi, political party. If I was what I say, instead of call a country like Benin, which used to be a very poor country, we knew Benin about voodoo, spiritual, and then Evans Benyoka say, Benin, in the last 18 years, Benin has developed, has grown from, they are still, if you like, developing country, but since in the last 18 years, Benin, independent president, first, it was Thomas Yayiboni. After political party, Keriku, no issues, no say, okay, enough is enough. No more to Mabama independent president for the first time, Thomas Ayiboni. Omo 2 man no 21st 5 years, omo dey 5 years, 5 years. What 25 years you really, No go for say, this is the best. Because I didn't come about mine. So another 5 years. What 10 years you Benin for us to almost sign to Obama another independent president, our friend Patrice Talon. We know say Benin president, we try the first 5 years, or we try the last 5 years. Benin's economy is now considered one of the fastest growing economies in the world, not in Africa, in the world. Evans, what is more painful? They say Benin only depends on cotton and cashew. Cotton and cashew. That is their resources. Our developed economy. We have gold, we have cocoa, we have bauxite, we have manganese. We mention all the resources will be. Yet Ghana, as I speak, businessman of Benin or Kobobosa, interest rate is not up to 7%. Businessman of Ghana, Kobobosa, interest rate 35 to 40%. One is managing properly, one is mismanaging properly. That's the difference. That's why we are saying that say the main NDC MPP football ball bar a book or my at the first and answer my what you say here. NDC for you now say he is right. MPP for you now say he is wrong. Then say Senate then a Senate hotels are yes here Tony. MPP for you now so there's nothing wrong with it. MPP for so there's everything wrong with it. If you minor NDC MPP nanke registration keke transfer of vote keke so into co because political parties that is where they get their strength. All right, so Mr. Bachman, I think say why enumerate number of issues say do no the Ghana for 5 minutes and then alarm kojo chairman team ebeye say Ghana for nyane mujidi na omfa tumi nhyene nsem den na momo beye na mode asesasa ne ma wonyina 5 minutes. Yes, Evans. So who stayed in Masaranchamatani GTP? Look at Bibi Abba manifesto. Masaranchamatani on the manifesto or the plan. Because Omambia knew a way to because of manifesto. You need a plan to develop. And so, with the party from what parties, the two parties are doing, he has put forward a plan which will be launched very soon. The plan is already out there, a public document. In the plan, watch how we fix Ghana's economy. The most important thing for us to do is to fix this economy first, because every other promise will depend on the economy. Watch how to fix the economy, the macroeconomic environment, to make it sound, inflation, interest rate, and debt sustainability. Watch point A, B, C, D, how to fix it. Watch how we use agriculture, any industrialization, to transform this country, to create jobs. When you say, Obi promise you say, maybe be a more watching now. As I will be someone say, and rather than a because what you did yesterday will make somebody believe what you promised to do tomorrow. But what in America I say, we are talking about Mr. Lenchamanton, a man, a quenya when you're on a Bawumia or excel. In fact, many people conform the brain names as a movie. In 1994, me more some scenario. In 1994, Abra Mr. Mandela, Umwinifi prison, our president of South Africa for the first time. And the South African economy, it favored the whites. Until Mr. Mandela, only advice as to how to restructure the South African economy to favor the blacks, to create jobs, enterprises. So he invited experts from around the world. Experts from around the world. Experts, or invite them, they are less than 10. One of them was a 38 years old, if you like, a young man from Ghana. His name is Alan Kojo-Chinamantin. One of Alan Chinamantin was 38 years. He was invited as one of the experts to advise Mandela on how to restructure South Africa's economy. I'm telling you, somebody, even at that age, at that time, the whole world recognized there's a black man in Africa. When it comes to economy, any management, any development, the same person in Africa, UN, any AU, United Nations, African Union, this is what we want you to do. We want to have one common market in the whole of Africa. Mr. Alan Chinamanton was the person who was given the job to create the biggest economic project in Africa, which is the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. The black man did it. He is from Ghana. His name is Mr. Alan Chinamanton. He's done a lot. People say, Mr. Alan Chinamanton, when you send your men, I didn't know when to me I'm born and I go for the months the Ghana economy. The difference is this. Mr. Alan Chinamanton created or Nankasa or ordinance one district, one factory policy. No, we share MPP manifesto. Na partner ton sa policy ma Ghana for. Na Ghana for trouble ma party no. Evans, one district, one factory. Minister for Trade and Industry. President's office. Which of the two should one district, one factory should go? But Evans, as I say, question what here? Ethiopia. Me say Mr. Alan Chinamanton no cho policy no. Party winning power no. One district, one factory no. Omo share presidency for 3 years. Ministry of Trade and Industry because of internal politics. Because how can you obia Nankasa policy or you expert in industrialization, enterprise development, and now watch your policy? Now they are called Akwaji votes. Now we win the power. Now one father now question the ministry, and that's the only ministry is supposed to be Ministry of Trade and Industry. One district, one factory. And the question presidency for the first 3 years in the Nado's administration. Honorable Gifty Ohini Kunedu was the one in charge in the office of the president. Short time look at the factories he was able to create. He was a minister, he was appointee. So your president be chairman okay. Mr. Chinamanton's term for the first 6 years, or your minister, check the record. Ghana recorded trade surplus for 6 consecutive years. Check the record. Before that, they recorded negative, which is deficit, or for the first 6 years as a minister, even before he left, Ghana recorded trade surplus throughout. And I'm saying that this is the man who also drafted and wrote the policy for automotive Ghana, automotive development. And then in the assembly cars for Ghana. 6th March, the president displayed all the cars to Ghanaians. All these cars are being assembled in Ghana. Who wrote that policy? Mr. Alanchamantin wrote it and led the team. Okay. And so we are talking about somebody. Why you be paying? Or see. So Makonya, with the plan at all. This is the plan, blueprint, roadmap. I want to use this to develop Ghana. No other person has been able to provide a roadmap. They have formed committees to come up with manifestos, which is only promises. A map, a plan gives you a promise and tells you how about achieving the promise. That is what Mr. Alanchamantin does. That's why I'm saying that if you remove all their political party colors, so as individuals, Mr. Mahama and Bawumia, none of them comes close to Mr. Alanchamantin on record. And that is why Ghanaians must vote for him to be the next president.